Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video I want to talk about the book called The Millionaire Next Door. It is written by Thomas H. J. Stanley, PhD, and William D. Danko, PhD. This is one of the most very successful top finance book. Every successful people refer whenever I watch their videos. So I started learning some stuff. It's really interesting that this book provides so much information that everyone can adapt and follow, and they can become wealthy as well. And that's what this book is all about. So what I decided, I was going through this book. As I gone through, I saw some points on these books, and I thought, okay, what if I just make videos on that and share the information and the main point, the key points they share that everyone can follow. So actually I'm gonna just go through the book and see the important points. Okay, so the introduction given. 20 years ago we began studying how people become wealthy. Initially we did it just, you might imagine, by surveying people in so-called upscale neighborhoods across the country. In time, we discovered something odd. Many people who live in expensive homes and drive luxury cars do not actually have much wealth. This is one of the important points. You can see those people who seems to be wealthy, actually they are not much wealth as they showing up. They just want to show it to other people. Then we discovered something even odder. Many people who have a great deal of wealth do not even live in upscale neighborhoods. This one was really interesting when I read it. Actually, that one of the things that captured me, to go further. Now let's look at the next one. The small insight changed our lives. It led one of us, Tom Stanley, out of an academic career, inspired him to write 3 books on marketing to affluent in America, and made him an advisor to corporations that provide products and services to the affluent. In addition, he conducted research about the affluent for 7 of the top 10 financial service corporations in America. Between us, we have conducted hundreds of seminars on the topic of targeting the wealthy. Why are so many people interested in what we have to say? Because we have discovered who the wealthy really are and who they are not. And most important, we have determined how ordinary people can become wealthy. What is so profound about these discoveries? Just this: most people have it all wrong about wealth in America. Wealth is not the same as income. If you make a good income each year and you spend it all, you are not getting wealthier. You are just living high. Wealth is what you accumulate, not what you spend. This is one of the important point. It's not about how much you're making, it's about how much you're keeping. That's what they're saying. And how do you become wealthy? Here too, most important, most people have it wrong. It is seldom luck or inheritance or advanced degree or even intelligence that enable people to amass fortunes. Wealth is more often the result of lifestyle of hard work, perseverance and planning, and most of all self-discipline. You can be the intelligent guy. Here what I see is, you can be intelligent guy, you can have a degree, but if you are not careful in your spending or the habits and self-discipline, you're going to be poor. That's what they mean here. How come I am not wealthy? Many people ask this question of themselves all the time. Often they are hardworking, well-educated, high-income people. Why then are so few affluent? Millionaires and you. There has never been more personal wealth in America than there is today. Over 22 trillion in 1996. Yet most Americans are not wealthy. Nearly one half of our wealth is owned by 3.5% of our households. Most of the other households don't even come close. By other households, we are not referring to economic dropouts, Most of these millions of households are composed of people who earn moderate, even high incomes. More than 25 million households in the United States have annual income of excess of $50,000. More than 7 million have annual income over 100,000, but in spite of being good income earners, too many of these people have small levels of accumulated wealth. Many live from paycheck to paycheck. These are the people who will benefit most from this book. The median, the typical household in America has a net worth of less than 15,000, excluding some home equity, factor out equity in motor vehicles, furniture and such. And guess what? More often than not, the household has zero financial assets such as stocks and bonds. How long could the average American household survive economically without monthly check from an employer? Perhaps a month or two in most cases. Even those in top quintile are not really wealthy. The median household net worth is less than $150,000. Excluding home equity, the median net worth for this group falls less than $60,000. And what about our senior citizens? Without social security benefits, almost one half of American over 65 would live in poverty. One half of American over 65 would be live in poverty without the social security benefit. Okay, well, I missed that thing. I go back. Where did I miss? Household money mark. Okay, I was here somewhere. Okay, so this is where I left. Only a minority of Americans have even the most conventional type of financial asset. Only about 15% of American households have a money market deposit account. 22% a certificate. Amma, sound of Amma, sound. Okay, let's go to the next one. The publication is designed to provide accurate. Okay, I have gone through the introduction. The publication is designed to provide accurate, authoritative information in regard to the subject matter covered. It is sold with an understanding that neither the author nor the publisher is engaged in the rendering legal, investing, accounting, or other professional services. If legal advice or other expert assistance is required, the service of a competent person should resort. Okay, that one actually before. Okay, we have to be here actually. That one is before than the introduction. Okay, of deposit 4.2 money market fund, 3-4% corporate or municipal bonds, fewer than 2.5% stocks and mutual funds, 8.4% in rental property, 18.1% US saving bonds, and 23% in IRA or KOGH accounts. Okay, this is a percentage of the people they are showing. They invested in these kind of things. These kind of things, these are the things that actually produce passive income. Bonds and these kind of things. Now let's look at this. But 65% of the household have equity in their own home, and more than 85% own one or more motor vehicles. Cars tend to depreciate rapidly. financial assets tend to appreciate. Okay, the next one is the millionaires we discuss in this book are financially independent. They could maintain their current lifestyle for years and years without earning even 1 month of pay. Okay, you can see this is what financial freedom is like. Even if you don't have job for years, you can survive without any income, because they develop the wealth. That's what this one mean. And the next thing is the large majority of these millionaires are not in the descendants of Rockefellers or Vanderbilts. More than 80% of are ordinary people who have accumulated their wealth in one generation. They did it slowly, steadily, without signing a multi-million-dollar contract with the Yankees, without winning the lottery, without becoming the next Mickey Jagger. Windfalls make great headlines, but such occurrences are rare. In the course of an adult lifetime, the probability of becoming wealthy via such paths is lower than 1 in 4,000. Contrast these odds with the proportion of American households, 3.5 per 100 in the $1 million and over net worth category. Okay, now let's look at the next thing. Who becomes wealthy? Usually the wealthy individual is businessman who has lived same town for all his adult life. This person owns a small factory, a chain of stores, or a service company. He has married once and remains married. He lives next door to people with a fraction of his wealth. He is a compulsive saver and investor, and he has made his money on his own. 80% of American millionaires are first-generation rich. Affluent people typically follow a lifestyle conduct due to accumulating money. In the course of investigation, we discovered 7 common denominators among those who are successfully built wealth. Look at this 7 thing. I think these are the most important point you have to take down. In the beginning of this book, we are going to go through a lot of things, but I think this is one of the key things you can see, that the habits they follow, these kind of millionaires. The first one is they live well below their means. It means they don't spend more than what they earn, and that's one of the things. And the second is they allocate their time, energy, and money efficiently in ways conducive to building wealth. And the third one is they believe that financial independence is more important than displaying high social status. And fourth, their parents did not provide economic outpatient care. Their adult children are economically self-sufficient. They are proficient in targeting market opportunities, and they chose the right occupation. Okay, sounds great. Now let's go and continue. In the Millionaire Next Door, you will study the 7 characteristics of the wealthy. We hope you will learn how to develop them in yourself. The research for the Millionaire Next Door is the most comprehensive ever conducted on who are the wealthy in America and how they got that way. Much of this research was developed from the most recent survey we conducted, that in turn was developed from the studies we had conducted over the previous 20 years. The studies include personal and focus group interviews with the more than 500 millionaires and surveys of more than 11,000 high net worth and high income respondents. More than 1,000 people responded to our latest survey, which was conducted from May 1995 through January 1996. It asked each respondent about his or her attitude and behaviors regarding a wide variety of wealth related issues. Each participant in our study answered 249 questions. These questions addressed topics ranging from household budget, planning or lack of it, to financial fears and worries, and from methods or bargaining when purchasing automobiles to the categories of financial gifts or act of kindness wealthy people give to their adult children. Several sections of questionnaire asked respondents indicate most they ever spent on for motor vehicles. Wristwatches, suits, shoes, vacations, and the like. This study was the most ambitious and thorough we have ever undertaken. No other study has focused on the key factor that explains how people become wealthy in one generation. Nor has a study revealed why many people, even most of those with high incomes, never accumulate even a modest amount of wealth. In addition to our survey, we gained considerable insight into the millionaire next door from other research. We spent hundreds of hours conducting and analyzing in-depth interviews with self-made millionaires. We also interviewed many of their advisors, such as CPAs and the other professional experts. These experts were very helpful in our exploration of the issues underlying the accumulation of wealth. Now, this is the key point, I think. Like, this is from this one we can get something from it. Okay, now these are like some overall stuff, but here he just concentrate a little bit more. Here what they're saying is, what have we discovered in all of our research? Mainly that building wealth take discipline, sacrifice, and hard work. Do you really want to become financially independent? Are you and your family willing to reorient your lifestyle to achieve this goal? Many will likely conclude they are not. If you are willing to make the necessary trade-offs of your time, energy, and consumption habits, however, you can begin building wealth and achieving financial independence. The Millionaire Next Door will start you on this journey. Okay, sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful until this point. Now let's go and see this. Okay, let's look at this. Meet the Millionaire Next Door. And I'm going to just go through this one page and continue this one on my next video. But let's look at this. Here we can see a lot of good information about this book. Now let's look at this one. These people cannot be millionaires. They don't look like millionaires. They don't dress like millionaires. They don't eat like millionaires. They don't act like millionaires. They don't even have millionaire names. What are the millionaires who look like millionaires? The person who said this was Vice President of Trust Department. He made these comments following a focus group interview and dinner that was hosted for 10 first-generation millionaires. His view of millionaires is shared by most people who are not wealthy. They think millionaires own expensive clothes, watches, and other status artifacts. We have found this is not the case. As a matter of fact, our trust officer friend spends significantly more for his suits than the typical American millionaire. He also wears a $5,000 watch. We know from our surveys that the majority of millionaires never spend even a 1/10 of $5,000 for a watch. Our friend also drives a current model imported luxury car. Most millionaires are not driving this year's model. Only a minority drives a foreign motor vehicle, and an even smaller minority drive foreign luxury cars. Our trust officer leases, while only a minority of millionaires ever lease their motor vehicles. But ask the typical American adult this question: who looks more like a millionaire? Would it be our friend, the trust officer, or one of the people who participated in the interview? We would wager that most people by a wide margin would pick the trust officer, but looks can be deceiving. This concept is perhaps best expressed by those wise and wealthy Texans who refer to our trust officers type as big hat, no cattle. We first heard this expression from our 35-year-old Texan. He owned a very successful business that rebuilt large diesel engines, but he drove a 10-year-old car and wore jeans and a buckskin shirt. He lived in a modest house in a lower middle class area. His neighbors were postal clerks, firemen, and mechanics. After he substantiated his financial success with actual numbers. This Texan told us, "My business does not look pretty. I don't play the part. Don't act it." When my British partners first met me, they thought I was one of our truck drivers. They looked all over my office, looked at everyone but me. Then the senior guy of the group said, "Oh, we forgot we were in Texas. I don't own a big hats, but I have a lot of cattle." Okay, now let's go ahead and see. Portrait of a millionaire. Who is prototypical American millionaire? What would he tell you about himself? "I am a 55-year-old male married with 3 children. About 70% of our us earn 80% or more of our household's income. About 1 in 5 of us is retired. About 2/3 of us who are working are self-employed. Interestingly, self-employed people make up less than 20% of the workers in America, but account for 2/3 of the millionaires." Wow. This point I forgot to mark this one. Okay, here we go. About 1/5 is retired. About 2/3 of us who are working self-employed. Interestingly, self-employed people make up less than 20% of the workers in America, but account for 2/3 of millionaires. Holy crap. This statistics is crazy. Like here you can see this 2/3 of millionaires are self-employed. Or like it seems like if you're self-employed, you have highest chance of becoming a millionaire. Like don't work for someone, work for yourself. That's one point I can see here. But what can be the other 1%? 1% can be 2/3 mean 2 in 3. Like 1% is gonna be maybe top people in the field. And here let's look at the rest of the part. Also 3 out of 4 of us who are self-employed consider ourselves to be entrepreneurs. Most of the others. So these people are just self-made, like self-employed. They don't work for others. They try to work for themselves, and they are most likely entrepreneurs, like who buy and sell things. It's even easier nowadays. You can just sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, Amazon, eBay. There are so many platforms to be self-employed. Chances are high now than before. Okay, that's all I want to talk in this video. Like this is the first part. I'm going to continue the next part on my next videos. I hope you guys find this video helpful. See you guys next time.